Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, going to be talking through some MLB player props I like on Prizepicks for today, for Friday, June the 24th. As usual, we have a lot of games on Friday night. We got a full 15-game slate, so there are a lot of options. At the time I'm making this video on Thursday night, Prizepicks does have a good amount of their board posted right now. We just got pitcher props added to the board. I took a look at those, tried to find some of my favorite plays, what stood out to me. Taking a first look at the board. So we'll talk through 3 plays I like for today, guys. Found 3 props I liked at first look. Before we talk through the plays I like for today, we can recap our plays from Thursday night. And Thursday night did not go well, man. Sadly, we went 1-2 on the 3 plays that we gave out Thursday. The only play that we hit was the over on Clayton Kershaw's fantasy points. Kershaw had a great game. Pitched like 6 innings, got a win. I think he had 7 strikeouts as well. I think he finished with like 45 or 46 fantasy points, and we only needed 32 from him. He went over very easily, but the 2 plays that did not hit, sadly, were Joe Musgrove over his fantasy points. And man, Musgrove had his worst start of the season. Musgrove's been like one of the best pitchers in the league so far this year. He's had at least 34 fantasy points in every single start this season. That's something that we talked about in the video on Thursday. And Musgrove just got destroyed. He gave up 6 runs. He had, I think, just 1 strikeout, which is not like him. He's a good strikeout pitcher, and he only had 1 strikeout against the Phillies Thursday night. He finished with 3 fantasy points. So did not see that one coming by any means. Musgrove just didn't have it, and he sadly went way under. And then the other pick that missed was Robbie Ray's strikeouts, and that one was a tough one. Robbie Ray finished with 6 strikeouts, and we needed 7 from him. I thought he was going to pitch the 7th inning, maybe have a chance to come out there and get another strikeout, but they pulled him after the 6th inning. He had thrown like 95 pitches. So it's tough, man. Not a good day Thursday. We did get a clean sweep, though, on Wednesday, so hopefully you guys made some money Wednesday. I know, didn't get a win on Thursday, but we'll bounce back on Friday, guys. Again, I got 3 plays I like for Friday night's MLB slate. Before we start talk through our plays for today, make sure, as always, you guys hit that like button down below. I do always appreciate the likes. If you have not yet, hit that subscribe button as well. Trying to upload these MLB videos every day for you guys if I can, especially Monday through Friday during the weekdays. I want to get these MLB videos up. On the weekends, I might try and get some videos up as well. But make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Also, if you have not signed up for Prizepicks yet, get over there, sign up, use promo code NOAH, and Prizepicks will match your first deposit up to $100 when you do sign up with my promo code. You can see all the props that Prizepicks has available right now. Obviously, their full board is not posted yet. They will add more props as we do get closer to the start of the games on Friday night. You can take a look at their MLB board, see all the props they have there. You can take a look at the other sports they offer. Prizepicks does offer a ton of other sports outside of just your main MLB, NBA, NFL, those main sports. You can mix and match sports as well. You can run multi-sport entries, so it's a ton of fun. Definitely get over there, sign up, use that promo code NOAH, and they'll give you a deposit bonus on your first deposit up to $100. But yeah, guys, talking through my plays for today, we're going to start off in the pitcher fantasy score category. Got 1 pitcher fantasy score prop that I do like, that I think is too low, and then I have 2 strikeout props that I think are too low for today. Starting off in the pitcher fantasy score, not going to be a name that you would think we'd be going to, but I'm really liking this one. I think this number is too low. I like the over 18.5 pitcher fantasy score for Dylan Bundy today. So Dylan Bundy's in a pretty good spot here. He's pitching at home against the Rockies, and the Rockies are a team that, they're not a team I really worry about offensively. They don't have the best lineup in general. They're a team that really benefits from playing in Coors Field. Obviously, Coors Field is the most hitter-friendly ballpark in baseball. Minnesota's ballpark is fairly hitter-friendly as well, but it's by no means the same as Coors Field. As you can see, right now the Rockies have just a 4.3 implied run total for today. If this game was being played in Coors Field, they would probably have like a 6 implied run total. It's definitely a big difference playing in Coors versus any other ballpark. The Rockies are a team I do like to attack, with opposing pitchers when they're outside of Coors Field, and that's the case with Bundy today, getting to face the Rockies at home. So we can take a look at Bundy's stats so far this season. By no means is he like an excellent pitcher. I mean, he's a pretty average pitcher. Gets a decent amount of strikeouts. Like so far this season, he's got like an 18% K rate, which again is not great. But obviously the projections factor that in. It's not like Bundy's projected for 40 fantasy points today. I mean, he has an 18 fantasy point projection. For Bundy to go over this projection, he needs to pitch like 5 innings, get like 3 or 4 strikeouts, and only give up like 2 runs, and he'll go over his projection. And I think he can do that against this Rockies team, especially when they're outside of Coors. Again, the numbers for Bundy on the season, like they're not terrific by any means. He's kind of an average pitcher. But let's take a look at the split so far this season for the Rockies. As we talked about, they really benefit from playing in Coors Field. You can take a look at their numbers so far this year at home. They have one of the best batting averages in the league. They have the third best batting average in the league versus right-handed pitching when they're playing at home. Their on-base percentage is third best in the league. Slugging is top 10. OPS is third best in the league. ISO, they're a little bit more down towards the bottom. They're 11th in ISO. But this is clearly a team that plays well offensively, that scores runs, that hits the ball well at home. Now when you change that to away, let's look at their away numbers versus right-handed pitching. Sort by batting average. In terms of batting average, 26, so they're much lower. They have a bottom 10 batting average versus right-handed pitching. On base percentage, 26 as well. Slugging, they're second to last, only behind the Tigers, 29th in slugging. OPS, 29th there. ISO, they're dead last in ISO versus right-handed pitching. All their numbers are much worse at home, or much worse on the road. And obviously it makes sense. I mean, when you play in Coors Field for half of your games, you're going to have really good numbers when you play in Coors Field a lot. When you don't play in Coors Field, those numbers are definitely going to go down. That's obviously something that happens with the Rockies. So I like to target this team when they're outside of Coors. I think Dylan Bundy can do enough to get 19 fantasy points today. I think he can just kind of grind his way to 19 fantasy points. By no means am I saying he's going to go out there and pitch a complete game shutout. We don't need him to do that. If he goes 5 innings, gets 3-4 strikeouts, only gives up a few runs, that's all that we need him to do. And I think he can do that against this Rockies team's outside of Coors. So I like this one quite a bit. I think this number is a little bit too low. I feel like his projection should be like 21.5, 22.5. I definitely like it at this 18.5 number. So that's our first play for today. And then our other two plays, again, both strikeout props. Going to be going to Sandy Alcantara, and I like the over on his 5.5 strikeouts for today. Matchup here against the Mets is not one that you would love to target for strikeouts. If you do look at where the Mets rank this year versus right-handed pitching in terms of strikeout rate, they are towards the bottom. They're second to last. They only have a 19.8% K rate this year versus right-handed pitching. But we can take a look at their lineup individually and each hitter individually, at least their projected lineup for Friday's game. There are some guys here that will strike out. If you look at stats so far this season in terms of strikeout rate, Thomas Nido, if he's in the lineup, he has a 29% K rate versus righties this year. Dominic Smith, 25% K rate. Eduardo Escobar, 24.9% K rate. Pete Alonso, just over a 20% K rate. Francisco Lindor, just over 20% K rate. Again, this is not a team that strikes out a ton, but Sandy Alcantara is a really, really good pitcher. He's not a guy that gets, a ton of strikeouts. I mean, he's had some big strikeout games this year. I know there was one game this year. I want to pull up his game log real quick just to confirm. But there was one game this year. Yeah, it was against Atlanta. He had 14 strikeouts against Atlanta. He's had at least 6 strikeouts, and I do believe like half of his starts this season. It might be a little bit more than that. He's made 14 starts this year. He has 6 strikeouts or more in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 out of 14 starts, he has at least 6 Ks. He has at least 4 Ks in every single start this season. His first start of the year against San Francisco, he only had 4 strikeouts. Every other start he's made this year, he has at least 5 Ks. So he's kind of shown a floor of like 4 to 5 Ks. He did just face the Mets in his most recent start. His K prop that day was 5.5 because I remember taking the over. I thought it was a really good play. It was one of the plays I gave out on Patreon, and it hit pretty easily. He had 8 strikeouts in his last start against the same Mets team. I think Alcantara can get 6 Ks here. It might come from some of the same hitters. Like there might be some guys that he strikes out multiple times, but again, if he can just get 6 Ks, that's all that we need him to do. And I think he can do that against this Mets team that, again, they don't strike out a ton, but individually there are some hitters in here that will strike out, and Alcantara should be able to get some Ks against those guys. This season he's got a 23.6% K rate, which is solid. It's not like elite by any means, but it's solid. He does have a pretty high chase rate, so he does get swings and misses outside the strike zone. He does get good amount of swings and misses in general. He's 63rd percentile in whip percentage. Good fastball velocity. He throws really hard. Anytime a guy throws really hard, there's always a chance he can get strikeouts that way. Just kind of blow the ball by the hitters. So I like this one quite a bit. Over 5.5 strikeouts for Sandy Alcantara. He's an elite pitcher, and I know the matchup against the Mets is not one that you love to target for strikeouts, but I think anytime an elite pitcher like Alcantara has a prop at 5.5, that's usually going to be one I look to take no matter kind of what the matchup is. He's just a guy that can get strikeouts against anyone. So I like this one quite a bit. And then our third and final play for today, going to go down to another strikeout prop, going to be taking the over 4.5 strikeouts for Merrill Kelly. And this is all matchup based for me. Merrill Kelly gets to face the Tigers today, which are a team that I love to target. The Tigers offensively are probably one of the worst teams in the league. They just never been that good. It doesn't seem like anything's going in the right direction for the Tigers. And in terms of strikeout rate, this is a team that will strike out. You look at where they rank versus right-handed pitching this season. They have the 6th highest K rate in the league, 24.1%. And we can take a look at their lineup for tomorrow, take a look at each hitter individually. Plenty of guys in this lineup with K rates above 20%. So far this season, Javier Baez, he strikes out a ton, 25.7% K rate. Miguel Cabrera's been striking out a ton, 28% K rate. Robbie Grossman, 32% strikeout rate. Candelario, 25%. Torkelson, 26%. Jonathan Scope, K rate just over 20%. Tucker Barnhart, 31% K rate. Like, really the only guys that don't strike out much are Victor Reyes and their new called-up prospect, Riley Green. So those are really the only two guys that really haven't been striking out much this year. Everyone else on this team, the 3 through 9 hitters, they all have K rates above 20% this year versus righties. So I think this is a matchup where Kelly should be able to get strikeouts just with how much this Tigers team will K. Now, Merrill Kelly, like, by no means is he an elite strikeout pitcher. He just has a 20% strikeout rate this season. It's just this is a matchup play for me. I think Kelly can get us 5 Ks here. I was looking at taking the over on his pitcher fantasy score. Like, that was kind of another one that I was looking at. I think Kelly should be able to get through this Tigers lineup pretty easily. He probably won't give up many runs, so I do like that one too if you wanted to take the over 27.5 pitcher fantasy score. But I was looking at his game log, and pretty much all the games where he has gotten at least 5 strikeouts this season, he's gone over this fantasy score prop too. So I feel like, if he gets 5 strikeouts, he's probably going to hit fantasy score, whereas I could see him maybe getting 5 strikeouts and not hitting fantasy score. So you could take either one, but I do like the over 4.5 Ks for Merrill Kelly, just all based on matchup. This Tigers team, they strike out a ton versus right-handed pitching. Even though Kelly is by no means an elite strikeout pitcher, he's got a 20% K rate, which is solid, and I think he can get 5 strikeouts with how much this Tigers team will K. So these are our 3 plays for today, guys. This is what I'm liking for Friday night's MLB slate. Again, if you want to tail these plays, again, best of luck to you. I know we did not do well on our plays on Thursday, but have a feeling we're going to bounce back today. I do feel pretty good about these 3 plays. When I took a look at the board, once the pitcher props got released, this is what stood out to me the most. I will take a look at the board again on Friday. I'll release some more plays that I like over on Patreon. If you guys want to check out the Patreon, I do give out additional Prizepicks plays over there. You can check that out. Link down below in the description if you are interested. But yeah, guys, good luck tonight. Thanks as always for watching these videos every day. Make sure you hit that like button before you get out of here. Hit that subscribe button too. Sign up for Prizepicks as well. Sign up, use promo code NOAH. Prizepicks will match your first deposit up to $100. But that's all that I got for tonight, guys. Best of luck, and we will see you in the next video. Peace.